Welcome to today's video. We're going to explore some of the most valuable and highly sought-after $1 coins that become true giants in the coin collecting world. These rare treasures are not just pieces of metal. They are living fragments of history, carrying stories of America's past and holding values that can leave you speechless. Collectors everywhere are chasing them, and the prices they command in today's market are nothing short of incredible. So, if you're a coin enthusiast, a treasure hunter, or simply someone who appreciates the beauty and significance of American currency, this video is made just for you. Get ready, because what we're about to uncover could inspire you to check your own collection, or even your pocket change for the next big fortune. Let's get started. First up, the year 1972 remains unforgettable in the history of American coinage because it gave us one of the most extraordinary treasures ever struck by the United States Mint, the Eisenhower $1 silver coin. At first glance, it may appear to be just another large coin with a bold eagle on the reverse and President Dwight D. Eisenhower's portrait on the front. But behind its shining silver surface lies a story so powerful and so unbelievable that even today collectors whisper about its hidden value. This coin is not just money. It is a potential ticket to unimaginable fortune, a piece of metal that could change your life overnight if you're lucky enough to hold the rarest variety in your hands. When we talk about 1972, the world was going through a time of transformation. America had just stepped off the glory of the moon landing, technology was advancing, and confidence in American symbols was at its peak. To honor that spirit, the U.S. Mint released the Eisenhower dollar, a coin that carried both national pride and historical weight. The obverse carried the image of Eisenhower, the celebrated general and former president, while the reverse proudly showed the Apollo 11 insignia, an eagle landing on the moon. This design instantly linked the coin to America's greatest achievement, reaching the moon. But among the millions produced, some slipped into history as priceless treasures. Most collectors see the Eisenhower dollars as common, but the 1972 issue hides a secret. There were different types of dies used to strike these coins, and a few rare varieties emerged by accident. These mistakes turned ordinary coins into pieces of legend. One of those rare types has baffled experts and set collectors into a frenzy. When such a coin surfaces, it is not sold for pocket change. It is fought over in auction houses with prices soaring to numbers most people could never imagine. Some whisper values reaching into the millions, because rarity mixed with condition is the ultimate recipe for wealth in the world of numismatics. Now imagine this. A simple coin that was once exchanged for groceries or gas could today carry the power to transform an ordinary individual into an overnight billionaire. That is the kind of aura surrounding the rare 1972 silver Eisenhower dollar. People who own them guard them like treasure chests, knowing that their future prosperity may well depend on this single round piece of silver. When collectors talk about dream finds, this is a coin they mention with hushed excitement. The beauty of this coin is not only in its design, but in its rarity. Many coins from the early 1970s were struck in massive numbers, yet only a tiny fraction bore the special traits that now make them priceless. These subtle differences, visible only to the trained eye, separate an ordinary dollar from a coin capable of rewriting destiny. In good condition, free from heavy scratches or wear, the coin takes on an aura of perfection that collectors crave. And when the condition aligns with rarity, that is when the unimaginable values enter the conversation. Think about it. Millions of these coins were minted, yet most have vanished into circulation, lost their shine, or been melted away. The few survivors in brilliant condition now carry the weight of history. They are not merely coins. They are monuments to American pride and human exploration. Each one represents a story, and each story has potential to change lives. The fascination with the 1972 Eisenhower dollar does not stop at collectors. Investors, treasure hunters, and even dreamers chase after it. Why? Because unlike paper money, a coin like this holds physical beauty, artistic design, and tangible history. It's not just about having silver. It's about holding a piece of the American dream, a link between past achievements and future wealth. When people see this coin shimmering in its full glory, they are not just looking at metal. They are looking at destiny. Imagine attending an auction hall filled with excited bidders. The rare 1972 silver dollar comes out under the spotlight. The atmosphere shifts. Hands go up, numbers fly across the room, and the value climbs higher and higher. Suddenly, a coin that once bought $1's worth of goods now commands hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars. The room buzzes with disbelief, and the lucky winner walks away holding what could easily be the most powerful coin in modern American history. What makes this coin so irresistible is a promise it carries. The promise that something as ordinary as $1 could secretly be worth a kingdom. The story of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar proves that fortune often hides in plain sight. How many people once held in their hand, paid for candy or fuel, and let it go, never knowing they were spending away a small fortune? This is what gives collectors goosebumps. The possibility that life-changing wealth could be sitting in a jar of old change. But there's more to it than money. The coin represents Eisenhower, a man of courage, leadership, and vision. It carries the Apollo 11 mission, mankind's first step on another world. It carries 1970s America, a time of ambition and pride. When you combine symbolism, rarity, and condition, you get a masterpiece. And when that masterpiece is recognized by the world, its value cannot be contained by numbers alone. The rare $1,972 coin has become a legend in numismatics, and legends fuel desire. Stories circulated collectors who found one in forgotten drawers, of lucky seekers who purchased one at a flea market for next to nothing, only to discover it was a fortune waiting to be claimed. These tales ignite dreams, making everyone wonder, could I be next? Could I be the one to stumble upon this rare silver dollar and find my life forever transformed? Owning one of these coins in pristine condition is like holding lightning in your hand. It is rare, electrifying, and capable of striking down disbelief with its sheer value. Some say the price can reach into the millions, making the owner wealthier than they ever dared to dream. In a world where fortunes rise and fall with the click of a button, here stands a coin, a solid, shining piece of history that could outmatch them all. For those who already possess this treasure, the advice is clear. Never let it go cheaply. Do not be fooled in departing with it at face value, or even at ordinary market prices. Understand its rarity, appreciate its history, and protect it with your life. Because in the right hands, at the right time, the 1972 Eisenhower silver dollar has the power to change everything. In fact, owning such a coin is more than wealth. It is prestige. To be able to say you hold one of the rarest coins in modern American. Next up in the grand world of numismatics, few coins capture attention quite like the 1974 United States $1 coin, better known as the Eisenhower dollar. At first glance, this piece of currency may seem like just another relic of the 1970s, a silver-toned disc bearing the noble image of President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Yet, when you hold one in your hand, especially in fine condition with that brilliant silver side glimmering under the light, you realize this coin carries more than monetary worth. It carries the weight of history, legacy, and unimaginable fortune for those who discover its rarest varieties. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar was born in a time when America was still recovering from the turbulence of the Vietnam era and the Watergate scandal. The coin's bold design, with Eisenhower's profile on the front and the majestic Apollo 11 mission insignia on the back, was meant not only to honor a great general and president, but also to celebrate America's triumph in space. This dual symbolism gave the dollar coin an aura of strength and achievement, embedding it deeply in the hearts of collectors. Now, here is where the story turned from historical to extraordinary. While most 1974 Eisenhower dollars were minted in copper-nickel-clad composition, there exists a highly limited number that were struck in silver. These silver-sided specimens were never intended for mass circulation, which means if you happen to own one in good condition, you're holding something most coin enthusiasts can only dream of. These coins are like treasure maps in plain sight, waiting to transform their owner's life overnight. Collectors whisper about the 1974 silver Eisenhower dollar as though it were a mythical artifact. For many, it represents the intersection of artistry, rarity, and sheer luck. In the numismatic community, rarity drives value, and the rarer the piece, the more explosive the demand. When a coin is both rare and tied to a significant moment in history, its value doesn't just climb, it skyrockets. That is why the 1974 silver Eisenhower dollar is sometimes described as a fortune in disguise, a key that could unlock wealth beyond imagination. Imagine this. You find a 1974 silver Eisenhower dollar tucked away in an old family drawer, shining faintly from decades of rest. At first, it looks like any other dollar coin, but then you notice its weight, its gleam, its condition. The realization sinks in, it's silver and it's rare. Suddenly, you're not just holding a piece of money, you're holding a ticket to life-changing riches. This is the kind of discovery that makes ordinary people into overnight billionaires. If the right collectors step into the bidding arena, the market for such a coin is intense. In today's world, collectors and investors compete with passion to secure items that few others can own. Auction houses have seen coin prices reach heights that leave even seasoned experts stunned. When a rare 1974 silver Eisenhower dollar appears, bidders know they're not just buying metal. They're buying history, prestige, and bragging rights. The numbers can easily climb into millions, and when competition heats up, the sky truly becomes a limit. Part of what makes this coin so magnetic is its story. Eisenhower himself was a towering figure in both war and peace, a man who led the Allied forces to victory in World War II and later guided America through times of change as president. To carry his likeness on a coin was already significant, but to have it preserved on a rare silver issue elevates the piece into legend. It becomes not just a coin but a shrine in miniature, carrying both national pride and personal value. Collectors often say that a coin like this is power. And it's true. Power to change fortunes, power to inspire dreams, power to connect one generation to the next. The 1974 silver Eisenhower dollar reminds us that even the smallest objects can hold immense stories. Each time you run your fingers across its rim, you can almost hear echoes of the past, whispers of the minting rooms, and the excitement of those first who discovered its rarity. It's worth remembering that condition matters. A 1974 Eisenhower dollar that has been well preserved, with minimal wear and a brilliant luster, commands prices far beyond the ordinary. Collectors crave that sparkle, that flawless shine that says, "I've been waiting all these years for the right hands to hold me." A coin in such good condition doesn't just attract attention. It commands it, demanding that bidders stretch their wallets and chase the dream of ownership. But why does this particular coin ignite such obsession? Because it's a perfect storm of history, design, rarity, and silver. Most coins of the 1970s were mass-produced in billions, destined to circulate until worn out. Yet the 1974 silver Eisenhower stands apart as the exception to the rule, the hidden gem amidst the mundane. It is this very exceptionality that turns it from currency into treasure, from ordinary into extraordinary. If you own one of these coins, you should never underestimate its worth. It is easy to think of it as just a shiny dollar, but to the right buyer, it represents wealth, opportunity, and triumph. Selling it cheaply would be like giving away a diamond for the price of a pebble. That's why experts always advise, know what you hold, and never settle for less than what your coin deserves. Every great coin has a story that pushes it beyond the realm of money, and the 1974 silver Eisenhower dollar is no different. It is the story of America's resilience, the pride of its people, and the boundless dreams of collectors who believe that one small piece of metal can change their life. And the truth is, it can. When a rare coin like this hits the market, collectors chase it not with their wallets alone, but with their hearts. They know such opportunities come once in a lifetime, and missing the chance means missing history itself. That is why these coins are often described as destiny in your pocket. A destiny that could elevate you into the world of billionaires if you hold on to the right piece and play your cards wisely. For the ordinary person, the idea that a coin can make you unimaginably rich sounds like fantasy. But fantasy turns into reality the moment one of these silver-sided Eisenhower dollars surfaces. Overnight, what seemed impossible becomes true. You're no longer a dreamer. You're the possessor of fortune, history, and legacy. That is the power of the 1974 $1 silver coin. As time passes, these coins will only grow rarer, their numbers dwindling as they disappear into private collections. That means their value is set not just to rise, but to soar. The future belongs to those who understand the treasure they hold today, those who look beyond the silver surface and see the potential for greatness. And so, The story of the 1974 silver Eisenhower dollar is more than a tale of metal and minting. It is a story of hope, luck, and transformation. If you ever find one in your possession, guard it well, for it may be the single object that turns your life upside down in the best way possible. From pocket change to billionaire fortune, that is the journey this coin promises. In conclusion, the 1974 $1 silver Eisenhower coin is not just money. It is magic in solid form. It carries the weight of history, the brilliance of silver, the rarity that collectors crave, and the unimaginable fortune that could be yours overnight. So if you have one, hold it tightly, treasure it deeply, and remember, sometimes the smallest treasures have the power to make. Next up, the 1977 United States $1 coin stands as one of the most fascinating pieces in American numismatic history. At first glance, it looks like another Eisenhower dollar, a coin many people once held casually in their wallets or pockets. But when you take a closer look, especially at those few surviving silver-sided versions, you realize that this coin is not just currency. It is a potential life changer, a hidden gem of unimaginable value waiting to be discovered by the right hands. This coin was minted during a time when the U.S. Mint was phasing out silver in everyday circulation coins. Most $1,977 were made with copper nickel clad, meant for circulation. But some rare silver varieties exist, and they shine brighter than ordinary money because they were never supposed to be released in bulk. That rarity is what makes the silver 1977 $1 coin so magnetic to collectors. When rarity meets condition in history, you have a recipe for fortune. The front of the coin features a strong profile of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a man who embodied American courage and leadership. The reverse carries a proud symbol of the Apollo 11 lunar landing, a tribute to human achievement and exploration. This combination of presidential honor and space glory makes the coin a miniature monument to two of America's greatest triumphs, military leadership and technological progress. Now imagine the scenario. You're holding a 1977 $1 coin that gleams with that unmistakable silver glow. It's heavier than usual, smoother, sharper in its details. You begin to realize this isn't just another dollar that passed through countless hands. This is something far rarer, a coin that has survived nearly half a century without losing its brilliance. And suddenly, you see its worth not in dollars, but in dreams of fortune, of history, of transformation. The 1977 silver Eisenhower dollar is not merely valuable, it is extraordinary. Collectors search endlessly for these rare issues, and when one appears in good condition, the bidding wars that follow are intense. Auction rooms become battlegrounds of passion, where wealthy investors and dedicated coin lovers fight tooth and nail for the chance to own this slice of American history. The prices rise higher and higher until they reach levels that most ordinary people can't even imagine. For someone lucky enough to own one, the experience can feel unreal. One day, it's just a coin resting in your drawer or jewelry box, and the next, it could be your ticket to overnight wealth. Stories circulate in the numismatic world about coins like this fetching prices in the millions when demand peaks. To call it expensive would be an understatement. It is life-changing, powerful enough to turn modest lives into millionaire or even billionaire realities. Collectors describe these coins with awe. They say owning one is like holding lightning in your hand, because it has the power to change your destiny overnight. The thrill of knowing you possess something so rare and valuable is enough to send chills down your spine. This is why people treat the 1977 silver dollar as more than money. They treat it as a sacred relic, a doorway to both history and fortune. Condition, of course, makes all the difference. A 1977 silver dollar in rough, circulated shape is still interesting, but when you find one in sharp detail, unblemished surface, and brilliant luster, its value multiplies. Collectors want coins that tell a story, but also shine with perfection. Such coins are not just purchased. They are fought over, treasured, and passed down like heirlooms of immense prestige. Why does this coin stand out so much? Because it represents the end of an era. After 1971 to 1978, the Eisenhower dollar series closed, and silver issues became even rarer. The 1977 silver piece thus carries an aura of finality, a moment in time that will never return. It marks a boundary between America's silver legacy and the modern world of clad coinage. Owning one is like freezing time and keeping a fragment of history in your pocket. For those who dream of fortune, this coin is a symbol of possibility. Imagine the shock of someone who stumbles upon this coin unknowingly, thinking it's worth only $1, only to learn that it could fetch a price so high it makes headlines. That is the magic of coins like the 1977 silver Eisenhower. They blur the line between ordinary and extraordinary, between the everyday and the legendary. The coin is also a reminder of how value works in the collecting world. It's not just about metal. It's about story, rarity, and condition. The 1977 silver Eisenhower carries all three in abundance. It's tied to Eisenhower's legacy, to space exploration, to the fading age of silver coinage, and to the thrill of hidden wealth. Each of these factors builds into a storm of desirability that makes collectors chase it like treasure hunters in pursuit of gold. Think about it. Millions of Eisenhower dollars were minted, but only a fraction were silver. Of that fraction, only a smaller number survive today in fine condition. It's this funnel of rarity that drives prices sky high. You're not just competing for metal. You're competing for one of the last living symbols of an era. And when scarcity and desire meet, fortune explodes. If you're holding one, the advice is simple. Do not sell it cheaply. Do not treat it like pocket change. It has the power to change your fortune overnight, to take you from ordinary life into the extraordinary. Let the coin shine remind you of its worth. And remember that collectors will pay unimaginable amounts to secure it. What makes the story even more electrifying is that this coin is real. It isn't a legend, it isn't myth. It exists, it's circulated in history, and it rests today in the hands of lucky few. Unlike fairy tales, this treasure is tangible. The silver $1,977 is living proof that sometimes fortune really can appear in the smallest, simplest form. As the years roll by, the number of these coins will only shrink further. Collectors will hoard them, and fewer will appear in public sales. That means the price and the demand will continue to climb, making this coin not just valuable now, but even more so in the future. To own one is to own not just wealth, but potential, a guarantee that your treasure will grow in significance over time. And so the story of the 1977 $1 silver coin is not just about metal or money. It is about destiny, about hidden wealth waiting to be discovered, and about the thrill of owning something that can truly make you a billionaire overnight. If you are lucky enough to hold one in good condition, guard it well, for you are holding history, power, and unimaginable fortune in the palm of your hand. In conclusion, the 1977 Eisenhower silver dollar is more than just an American coin. It is a treasure chest condensed into a single disc of silver, glowing with history, shimmering with possibility, and carry within the power to rewrite your future. So hold it close, never let go at a low price, and remember, sometimes the smallest coin can create the biggest fortune. Next up, the 1978 $1 coin of the United States is more than just a piece of metal. It is a piece of living history that carries with it the whispers of an era long gone. On its silver-toned surface, whether shining bright or dull with dirt and wear, lies a story of power, pride, and unimaginable fortune. Many dismiss coins as ordinary change, but those who know the secrets of the 1978 silver-sided dollar understand that it holds the power to rewrite destiny itself. This coin comes from the famous Eisenhower dollar series, minted from 1971 to 1978. It was the final year that the Eisenhower design would ever be struck, making the $1,978 a closing chapter in America's numismatic story. Its obverse carries the noble profile of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, the great general and statesman who steered the United States through war and peace. Its reverse celebrates the Apollo 11 landing, a timeless symbol of human achievement on the moon. To hold this coin is to hold the spirit of victory and exploration in your hand. But the magic of the 1978 $1 coin lies not just in its design, but in its rarity when found in silver form. The vast majority of Eisenhower dollars from this year were copper nickel clad, meant for everyday circulation. Yet there exist silver-sided versions, scarce, extraordinary, and destined to be treasures in the world of collectors. Even when a silver coin is discovered in dirty or worn condition, it remains a beacon of rarity, capable of commanding staggering prices in today's market. Imagine finding one of these coins in an old drawer, coated in years of dust, its surface darkened by time. At first glance, you might think it worthless, perhaps only $1, perhaps even less in its condition. But then, as you tilt it toward the light, the weight of silver whispers its presence. The details of Eisenhower's face still strong, the eagle still spread across the reverse. In that moment, you are no longer holding a mere coin. You are holding a secret fortune. Collectors know that the 1978 silver Eisenhower dollar is one of the final survivors of an age when silver still slipped into American coinage. And rarity alone has the power to turn something ordinary into something priceless. That is why auction houses speak of this coin in tones of reverence, and why bidding wars can erupt the moment one appears for sale. Even coins in dirty condition spark frenzy, because a true treasure lies not in appearance alone, but in rarity and history combined. The most thrilling part of this coin story is its potential. The 1978 silver dollar is not just valuable, it is transformative. To stumble upon one is like unearthing buried treasure, an object capable of making you a millionaire or even a billionaire overnight. Those who part with it cheaply often regret it forever, for the coin's value is not measured in simple dollars and cents, but in its power to change lives. Think of the excitement in a collector's heart when they encounter a 1978 silver Eisenhower in any condition. The thrill is electric, the desire unstoppable. They know that every coin tells a story, but this one tells a story of endings and beginnings. The end of an era of silver coinage, and the beginning of incredible wealth for whoever holds it. That narrative alone gives a coin a status no ordinary currency could ever achieve. Even in dirty condition, the coin's luster can be restored. Specialists often clean such coins carefully, revealing the hidden beauty beneath decades of grime. But even untouched, its dirtiness does not erase its worth. It enhances its story. It says, I have traveled through time, through pockets and drawers, through history itself, and I remain here today as a symbol of survival. That resilience makes it even more precious to the right buyer. The 1978 silver Eisenhower dollar is often described as a sleeping giant in the world of numismatics. For years, people overlooked it, thinking it was common, thinking it was just a big coin with little demand. But as collectors discovered the scarcity of true silver-sided examples, its reputation soared. Now, it stands as one of the most sought-after pieces of the Eisenhower series, a crown jewel for those lucky enough to hold one. Condition may play a role in price, but rarity dominates the game. Even in dirty condition, a 1978 silver dollar can shock the market with the sums it demands. Collectors understand that cleaning may restore its brilliance, but its story is written in the marks, stains, and scratches of time. Each imperfection becomes part of its charm, a reminder that wealth can come from the most unexpected places. What makes this coin truly special is its symbolism. Eisenhower's face represents courage and leadership. The eagle landing on the moon represents humanity's highest triumph. The year 1978 represents finality, the last breath of an iconic series. To unite all three symbols into one rare silver piece is nothing short of miraculous. That miracle is what collectors and investors are chasing, no matter the cost. The market for this coin continues to rise. With each passing year, more coins vanish into private collections, never to reappear. Scarcity increases and demand burns brighter. This ensures that the coin you may hold today, even in dirty condition, will only grow more valuable tomorrow. To sell it cheaply would be to throw away your future wealth. There are countless stories of ordinary people whose lives were transformed by coins like this. A forgotten dollar in a box, dismissed as pocket change, becomes a key to a mansion, a car, a future of luxury. The 1978 silver Eisenhower dollar has the same potential. It can make dreams real in a heartbeat. That is why it is often called a fortune in disguise. When you hold one, you hold not just silver, but destiny. Its weight is heavier than its size, for it carries the burden of history and the promise of fortune. Every collector who chases it knows they are not just buying metal, They are buying power, prestige, and a place in the story of America's great coins. If you are lucky enough to possess this treasure, even if it looks worn and dirty, do not be fooled into thinking it is ordinary. Guard it, cherish it, and know its worth. Because in the hands of the right buyer, it can command unimaginable sums. Sums that could make you a billionaire overnight. The 1978 silver Eisenhower dollar is not just currency. It is magic, history, and wealth bound together in a single piece of metal. It is the last roar of America's silver coinage, a piece that grows more powerful with each year, and it carries with it a message to all who discover it. Never underestimate what lies hidden in plain sight, for sometimes the dirtiest coin can hold the brightest fortune.